Are you unmuted?
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I can leave the speaker on now so I can hear you.
Correct.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm going to play pool in just a moment. That's my job tonight. That's all. And it should be on now. Let me know, Dale, if my sound is on now.
And can everybody hear me as well?
Not yet. Oh, he says okay now. All right. Thank you, Dale. Just give me a heads up that you heard Chris's voice as well.
As I'm joining remote from Texas.
This is a little sound on now. Very good. Yes, he can. Okay. This is a little test of some new technology that new to me, and Chris is helping me set it up. So we've been talking now and then about what can we do, and this is one idea. So we're trying it out tonight and see how it works. And I'm going to play pool the way I normally do. And Chris is going to stay on the screen. You'll see his face up there in the corner. And you'll be able to hear him talking. And he can see the chat, so he can respond to you guys in the chat. So Chris is just going to kind of do a live commentary. He's going to try and read my mind and guess what I'm going to do and what I'm going to shoot and what pattern I might play. And you guys can make fun of me and laugh and tell jokes, and I won't hear you because I am just going to be at the table playing. I'm going to turn off my microphone. Well, you'll hear the microphone over the table, but I will not have a speaker, so I will not hear what Chris is saying. And 11 viewers, I'm sure it'll grow. All right. What about lag? So Chris is connected to my computer more directly, and he does not have very much lag at all between when I'm shooting and what he sees. You guys are going to experience the regular lag, which is like a couple seconds. So go ahead.
I was going to say, think of it like we're in a Zoom call, but it's not really a Zoom call. We are doing some sort of telemeeting. So with the way that it's set up, I can observe Bob in near real time. I'm not commentating based off of what I see happening on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys will work it out and have fun. Either way. But okay, so I am now going to turn off my selfie camera, and I'm going to turn off my speaker and switch to the table microphone. So it'll be everything will be like it always is, except you will see and hear Chris. That's
And
the only
don't forget
difference.
to turn on. Don't forget to turn off your face cam.
Yeah, I'll turn that off right now. Switch to the table microphone. And as always, you can hit that $sign below the chat, and I accept donations to help me out, help feed me while I'm at the tournament and pay my expenses otherwise. And so be sure to give this a like and donate if you feel like it. And let's have some fun. Okay, turning off my camera now.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. This is an idea Bob and I have had for quite some time, as far as doing collaborations. You know, I've had him on my channel before where I could hear him. I had an earpiece in my ear and he was walking me through straight pull racks. But now in this instance here, I am going to attempt to commentate what I believe he's going to try to do, and like how he might try to be able to get through the racks. And then maybe sometimes I can offer, like, you know, what I might do, because maybe I might see something that he's currently not seeing at the table. And then, of course, if our commentary doesn't match up, maybe he's doing something that I probably should be doing as well. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So standard break shot, most likely just going to go to the cue ball's going to go to the end rail and back up towards the rack, kind of like this.
No cue ball up here.
And I would imagine that. He actually doesn't have his. He actually doesn't have his table microphone on. I wonder if I can help him. Let him know that. Just a second. We might not have any table audio. So I've sent him a message.
Period.
He may or may not.
I want to try and go from here because.
And I actually missed.
Got the cluster in the center.
Shot. Let me watch the YouTube.
And then one little problem here, and that's kind of insurance for this. So I think I want to go again.
Oh, and he bobbled the 6 ball. All right,
we're getting started. Okay.
Okay, well, I guess he's gonna go ahead and just restart from here instead of starting back over, because he reshot the 6 ball. So if I had to guess, I would think that maybe the 4 ball or the 13 ball is what he's going to try to preserve to be his break ball. I'm actually going to see it to be very difficult to do, considering that the 3, 9, and 14 are also clustered up there. Maybe he'll try to get some sort of position on the 13 ball to open up the 3, 9, and the 14, and that way he can leave the 4 ball alone. So we're just clearing out the bottom left corner pocket. See, like here, I would probably play position for the 5 ball. Use the 5 ball into the side pocket to get me position on the 13.
That ball.
And maybe that's what he was trying to do. I guess he must have. No, he didn't roll it enough. Because I would want to use the 13 ball to go into the 3 ball cluster, and then the 8 ball in the side pocket probably would have been my my backup shot. Solar Dale, you're saying the 3 and 9 and the 14 look wired. When I look at the overhead view, that may be correct. But now, at least from here, he can actually go ahead and attempt to shoot. The 3 and the 9 ball are outside of the rack. At least that's what it looks like. So maybe one of them might end up being the break ball. And if that's the case, I would imagine maybe attempting to use the 4 ball right now to try to get on one of them and then preserve the other as the break ball. ETRFG, I have not beaten my high run since I've moved into a new home. I actually got rid of my old 8-foot table, and I'm working on getting a 9-foot diamond table that's actually going to be in my home. I have an upstairs loft now that's big enough for a 9-foot table, but I'm not expected to get that table until around late January, early February of 2025. That's also the reason why you haven't really seen much content from me lately. And I've been doing like these collab live streams with everybody. And this is fun anyway. But my high score on my 8-foot table is still an 88. And then with my 9-footer, I essentially just have to start over. So I'll be trying to look for doing my first 50 when I get my 9-footer.
Okay. 5, or I can go 8.
All right, so this is definitely interesting to see what the end pattern is going to look like. I would wonder if he's going to try to bump into the 8-ball or not. It looks like maybe not. It looks like he might be trying to draw the ball. Oh, he threaded the needle. That was a good shot.
Yeah.
And this is where I would imagine that this is just not the ideal end pattern. I would venture to say that maybe the 10 ball is going to be the key, or maybe that's the 12. I can't really tell the color. Is going to be the key ball.
You're going to want to stay inside of here.
And because of the angle that he's at, he has to accept a back cut angle on that last stripe and then kind of just stun over for position on the break ball. Kind of like this.
A little thin.
Now, this is gonna. I would say that this is a little difficult to control. It would be much easier if he was cutting towards the long rail, so that way he can just kind of roll the ball into the long rail and then come back towards the middle of the table. I'd be curious to know if he's going to go all the way back over, yeah, and then come back. That was a good shot. That was a real good shot.
So 13 instead of 14.
Was that a 13 mulligan off of the break? Typically, your straight pull racks end with a 14 points, but since he started in the middle of another attempt, I think that's only a 13. Now, I think what I am going to attempt to do, I think I'm going to attempt to FaceTime call him when and if he messes up, so that way we can try to fix the table audio. This is the first time he's trying to do this, so these are your normal technical difficulties.
Oh, no tied cue ball.
This is a bit of an unfortunate break here, though, with the cue ball going behind the rack the way that it did.
Worst.
That might end
I didn't deserve
right
that.
You can tell he's not happy about it, but we just can't hear it.
Then I clear the rack, but from here.
This is at least what makes this stream comical. He's going to be able to go back and hear this and hear my comments afterwards. So I hope everybody is enjoying this.
If you're in a tournament and this happens,
before the stream ends,
you have to play safe. You don't want to just take an intentional foul because you're going to be on 2 before your opponents. You've got to do something. But what do you do from here?
Chip sounder, long bank the 6 into the upper left hand corner
what
pocket.
You have to do
because it doesn't go in the side. I think the 9 ball blocks the path to the side pocket.
No, you can't do it. I would want to skim the 10 and leave the cue ball behind the 12. But it's too easy to leave a shot on the 10.
You can't really tell if there's just anything wired in any of those clusters that you see
so
there.
If you could do one of these, I mean, it's a tricky shot no matter what. Or maybe you just.
Oh, wait, everybody can hear him? Is it just me that can't
do that? So the 10 goes up and the cue ball just comes back to the ground and stays here. But if you do that, you're going to sell a 12-ball bank.
That's
into
even better.
A lot of players, that's as easy
better.
as a straight shot.
Never mind, I retract my statement. I can't hear him in our Zoom call. But good, y'all can hear him on the stream.
This is a really tough spot if you're in a tournament.
That's even better. So.
One thing you could do.
That's the reason. That's what's going on here.
Thin the 6.
In our Zoom call.
Try and bring the cue ball back here under the 10.
And I have the live.
But again, it's really hard.
I can watch
if you don't get
chat,
the speed right, you can sell out a shot on the 10. Or even if the cue ball comes here, you sell out a shot on the 11. And if the cue ball comes past it, it's not as bad. But there's a 2 ball up there, so it's really tough. I'm going to try and kick the 10 ball in. But that's an unfortunate roll. I hit that break shot good. So 10 ball here.
So I stand corrected.
You should put forth a lot of effort on this because it goes. And I can hit it bad and it can go off the 12.
One that messed up here.
So
I didn't quite.
It's not all that unlikely. Oh, I hit it on the wrong side completely. Oh, I should have looked at where they were going.
So actually, a good question.
Because I hit it here, the 10 ball went up here. That was probably going to be safe, or somewhat safe. It didn't sell out directly.
We heard legibly, or is it a little garbled?
Yeah, now I hit the right side of the ball, but yeah, that is. I mean, it happens in other pool games as well, but that is a really bad roll. That was cold. That was a cold ass roll.
All right, so an unfortunate end to, I guess we'll call the first official run there, since we had an unfortunate break with the cue ball going behind the rack.
So I'm starting to rack. So I'm going to come over and look. I just want to make sure everything's.
Maybe he's going to come check on the chat.
Looks like everything's all right. Yeah, you can hear me normally because I have a microphone above the table. But I'm not going to talk a lot.
S3204, thank you. I would imagine that it's probably a little garbled if we're both talking at the same time.
Okay.
So standard break, but unfortunately he did miss the break shot. So we'll probably.
If I get that break shot in the tournament, I cannot be missing it like that. Because I'm going to play position for this angle. This is like the best break shot. You cannot be missing it. Okay.
This is top spin with a twist of right spin. I know he wants to play because the cue ball will go to the short rail and come back, unless, of course, he's catching the top of a ball that's inside of the rack. And that typically what causes the cue ball to start heading back towards the head rail, but the top spin pushes it back over to the side rail, as you saw.
Corner.
So it looks like he's calling the 2 in the upper left corner pocket. Probably just roll this in for automatic position on either the 4 or the 6. This is what you would basically want to do to get control of the rack, and then you really start to analyze what you're going to do here. For example, I don't know if the 4 ball is going to be the break ball. The 7 and the 13 could be potential break balls if you can figure out how to break one of them up. It looks like we might be shooting at the 6 ball. Just roll forward to the 12 here.
Did I go too far?
It doesn't look like he got underneath it, which might have been what he wanted, so that way he can go into the cluster and kind of move things open. Chip, you think he's going to use the 9 ball? The 9 ball is out of the rack. But now this rack is really starting to look a little tricky here. I don't know if he wanted to take the 9 ball now, I don't know if it goes into the side pocket. I can't tell if the 3 ball blocks that path. But maybe he'll just go ahead and elect to shoot the 11. Okay, nice recovery. But as you can see, the cluster that was basically in the middle of the rack became the biggest problem. And I think the way that he shot the 6 ball to get position on the 12 was the move he was trying to make in order to separate the cluster. And now he's not really able to do that. And so here we are now. All insurance shots are gone. Right. So now he has to either make that 9 ball and hope to get a shot, maybe at the 3 to go into the right side pocket. Maybe the 8 ball will carom off of the 15 ball and present itself as a potential shot as well.
9. How did I hit the 8 ball?
That worked out. That worked out pretty nicely.
Oh, the cue ball hit
We need
the
to
8
try to
ball.
figure out how we're
Okay.
going to get the 5 and
Ooh,
the
I
7
didn't expect that. Okay.
opened up now.
All right.
Okay, Bob pulls out his own ghost bridge. Everybody, this is a bridge that he invented himself. Check out his website if you want to see if you're interested in purchasing one.
Nice.
Get a good cut shot on the 10 ball. 15 ball would have almost presented itself as a potential break ball, but I think now it's rolled just a little too high. If we can definitely figure out a way to get that 7 or the 5 that he just pointed at, then maybe he'll be okay. Okay, this looks like this could be an opportunity, but I'd be curious if he's going to try to skillfully just hit one of them, like perhaps the 7 ball. If he hits the 5 ball, then both of them are going to move. Oh, what a shot, but don't tie up. Well, he's going to have to do his ever favorite combination shot. Bob hates to shoot combination shots, but it definitely would be that the 5 ball is going to be the break ball now. And so this would definitely be a good idea to be able to play the combo now. Okay, good shot.
But cue ball would do a little more than that.
I think a little unfortunate with the leave there.
I thought it was. Yeah, shoot. Okay. You're going to have to break it to 12, 15.
I'm not entirely sure what to do from here. That was kind of a unfortunate transitional play there.
5.
If you try to cut the 3 into the side pocket, you end up losing control of the cue ball. And even from the camera angle, I just could not tell if that 5 ball passed by the 7 or not.
I was so concentrating on making the ball that I forgot to play the cue ball. Yeah, I needed to draw the cue ball back. Then I would have been fine.
Oh, we can see that's what he wanted. He wanted to be able to draw.
I was so focused on pocketing the ball that I forgot to draw the cue ball back.
Okay, here we go again. Standard break shot. Top spin with a touch of right spin. That one there, he actually runs full into whatever ball that was. I couldn't really tell. Because he runs full into it, the weight of the rack pushes the cue ball back, and then his top spin pushes
I'm attached
the cue ball
to the 6. I can't hit the 7. I can't hit the 9. I mean, I can cut the 9 ball up that way. I can't shoot it in the corner.
And it's hard to tell. It doesn't look like he has a shot at that 9 ball. I think the 6 ball is hindering that. It looks like he's looking at a kick shot to be able to try to kick that 10 ball.
It's going to be 15 here.
In. And these are just the unfortunate rolls of straight pull. I can't begin to tell you how many times I've personally faced stuff like this. Well, maybe now we're going to bank the 15 ball into the cross side. And we bank just a tad short.
So anyway,
Hit
I
that
didn't get any
ball
topspin on that break.
Right angle back out. Or, of course, you have to just cut it just a tad bit more to make sure that the angle is will naturally come out.
Cue ball didn't do any work. It just hit the rack and stopped.
Another full-on hit, so that way the cue ball just tries to burrow its way back into the rack. These are unfortunate spots to be in. It is actually quite interesting, though, that there is a ball that goes right into the shelf of the pocket, just like last time, where he could have potentially kicked it in. At least he has a combination start with it.
Okay.
So this all looks good here. I'd only be curious how he's going to attempt to solve everything. It probably would be nice if we can get the 7 ball maybe out of the way now. That way it opens the bottom right corner pocket for the 4, 8, and the 9. Hopefully everybody could see that there. I wonder if he's thinking the same thing I'm thinking here, because now the 4, 8, and 9 at least will have a path to the bottom right corner pocket. So I don't know if you take the 14 here and try to set up for the 11, maybe, and the 10 ball might be the break ball. A little friendly bump on the 10. So he just went ahead and got position on the 4, 8, and even the 9 from here. Well, we just keep bumping that 10 ball. Might not allow it to be a break ball if he keeps that up. Okay, so far so good. Let's just get that 9 ball out of there, and then we pretty much have to go into end pattern mode at this point. Okay, so what do we think? What do we think the break ball is going to be, everybody? It's either going to be the 11, 10, or the 1 ball. Going to use the 15 ball right now to get on the 6, so that way we can get the 6 out of the way. That's definitely smart. And so actually, just judging by what he's doing here, it looks like we're going to be shooting the 6 ball, then the 10 ball, potentially the 11, and then the 5 is the key ball that'll get us for the 1 as the break ball. 6 in the upper right corner, go to the side rail and come back out towards the middle table for position on the 10. 10 ball in the lower left, 11 in the lower left, 5 in the right side. Oh, maybe it's going to be 11-10 then, based on that.
Good angle here.
Maybe it's 11 in the bottom left, 10 in the lower right.
Huh. Might have to switch. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch.
Uh-oh, I guess we're changing break balls then. We don't like the position that we got here, so we're going to take out the 1. And that makes me believe that the 11 ball ends up being the break ball. He'll shoot the 5 into the upper left-hand corner pocket, place the cue balls pretty much in the middle of the table between the side pockets where he pointed at, and then kind of just stun draw back for a back cut angle on the 11 ball. Oh, maybe not now. I must have had it backwards then. It's going to be the 10 ball that's going to, or it's going to be the 10 ball that's going to be the break ball. There we go. I would have thought maybe the 11 would have been better just because it's just a tad bit lower, closer to the rack as far as the going down into the foot rail. You should be able to see here that he'll most likely contact maybe the 5 or the 8 ball on the rack here. And that would make me wonder if he's going to try to gently draw the cue ball off of the rack instead of going forward since we're this high up. Let's see what he elects to do.
No!
That's maybe why I would have thought drawing the ball off of the rack would have been better since you're that high up. The chances, I would tend to think the chances
That's
of you
two
running
bad
into
lucks
another
in a
ball
row.
as the rack opens up becomes relatively high since you're hitting the top side
That's
of the rack.
two bad luck
and
break
you're
shots.
running that risk of scratching.
One of them, the cue ball comes like this and parks right there, and the other one it scratches. I'm trying to hit the top. I'm trying to hit the top of the rack and go to the side rail.
I don't know about y'all, everybody, but I'm having fun.
Ah! Let's shoot that again. I'm going to shoot it again. Or try and set up the same thing, because it was a high break ball. It was above the rack. Right? And then I'm here. I got a perfect angle on the shot. Yeah, just like that. Maybe it was a little, it was about like that. So it should follow the tangent line. Yeah, it's hitting the side of the 10.
Yeah, so he's showing there that he was.
I just want to see if I scratch twice.
10 ball. If that were to be the case, then I don't know. Is he going to try to do it again?
Well,
Yeah, see,
it's heading
again,
there.
ran right into another
Maybe
ball.
that's not the right way to hit it.
Caused him to scratch.
And I don't have a great shot to start here.
But we avoid the scratch this time. Doesn't really look like we have a decent opener. Maybe a
I'm gonna play
7-9
the 11.
combination. It looks like maybe the 13 ball is going to be another good secondary break. I did not realize he could cut that 11 ball in like that. That was a really good shot. We did lose control of the cue ball there for a bit. Okay, we go ahead and get rid of the 4 ball. Okay, where are we moving from here, though? Takes the 1 into the 9. Yeah, that's the spot you want to be if you want to use that 13 ball as a re-break. Excellent shot here. So I'm going to be curious if that 3 ball is even going to move. I think the 4 balls surrounding it, if he hits the 2 ball the way I'm thinking, I don't think the 3 ball is going to move.
Oh!
Well, I mean, the 3 ball didn't move, but neither did the 2 stripes, right? And that's going to be a very important thing that does need to be studied for any of you viewers that are trying to learn how to play straight pool. When you're going to go into clusters, it is important for you to know and understand how the cue ball is entering that cluster and how the cluster is going to behave. You can't just sit there and say to yourself, well, I know the cue ball is going to run through the cluster, so let's just see what happens. because you may end up getting unexpected results if you don't exactly know how the cluster is going to get hit and then how the cluster is going to react.
Okay. All right.
So I like this move here. I think in order to get to those 3 balls that are down towards the foot rail, we got to roll this ball up here so that way we can have a cut angle on the 15 ball to go into those 3 balls. Or you'd have to try to get some sort of position on the 14 ball in order to do the same thing.
Don't take a risk. I got a natural angle here. Right down there.
Ooh, he's looking at going into it now with the 2 ball.
About here.
As long as he doesn't touch the 7 ball, that's going to at least be a nice insurance shot for him. He's pretty much trying to aim for that 3 ball and the 12 ball. Oh, not like that though. Not even with the miss. I don't even think the pace was there to do it.
Well,
so maybe he decided to do something else.
It's too reckless to try and run into those. I don't need to because stop it on 6.
If that's what he was doing, like I don't even think.
But you don't want to have to cut a ball this thin.
I think he hit that ball just way too soft.
Darn it all.
Okay, then from here, then he's just he wasn't even electing to try to break them apart then, since he can get position on the 3 ball.
This is hard too because that 12 ball is going to double kiss.
This is what's going to be interesting though, if this is the way he plays it, because when the cue ball runs into that 12, is it really going to go anywhere?
The 12 ball is going to double kiss
with like maybe a 12-7 combination.
I'm just going to go softly.
Because I imagine he's going to roll the cue ball forward. It stays out of the way. He's able to have position on the 7 ball. I thought the cue ball would have skipped past the 12 ball, and the 12 ball kind of would have rested right back where it was and might have been in the way.
Okay.
Does this mean that the 15 ball would be the break ball, or would we use the 10 ball to go to the side pocket?
I had it too soft.
15 ball.
Okay. No.
I think here you kind of want to try to just maybe
stunt
stunt the ball all the way over to the side rail.
I missed the 4 and then I didn't get the right angle here. All right, so instead of trying to do something fancy, I'm just going to play this break shot. Just got to make the ball and give yourself a chance.
Oh, I guess we're just going to take our medicine.
I don't want to go that far forward.
Typically, when I find myself in positions like this, I usually just try to maneuver the cue ball behind the rack, and then I'll call one of the corner balls to go into the cross side pockets.
Sometimes you got it.
But I don't think Bob's going to do that one. I think he's just going to go ahead and try to move the cue ball into the rack. Yeah, and that's usually the reason why I wouldn't try a move like this for a high run attempt. I just don't think the breakout is good enough for something like this.
We're 6 ball here. I think I can hit it. No, I can't see it. I can't see enough of the 6 to bank it. All right. Well, I messed up that rack twice. I missed this ball, and then I messed up my position on that one.
In situations like this is where you just end up trying to just study the rack and see if there's some sort of wired combination in the cluster there, so that way you can try to maybe kick
I want to look at this
at the beginning ball and maybe
get any kind of angle below the side pocket and I can come to the rail. So I thought that was the best. It's the minimal cue ball movement, you know? And I ended up
But
straight in
maybe
the
that's
corner.
why
It must have been
I
over
probably
here
would have
more.
elected for what he's using now is the 6 ball as the model
But I
ball
mean,
to be the break ball. I would want to
It was
get
probably
position
down
on the
lower like
13
this.
ball and take the
So I
6
looked at
ball
it.
into the side
So
pocket.
the break ball gives you a good target. You want to come short of the break ball. So here's short of the break ball. That's all you got to do. I mean, that's the
Right, because
simplest.
the position that he has here on the 2, you can just almost roll this ball in, and the cue ball is going to go in between. Like, see how it's going in between the 6 and the 13 ball?
That's ideal.
But
all
you
I
would
was trying
think
to
now
do.
this is what he really
I gotta
wants,
work
because
a
now
little
he can
harder to
shoot
make
the
sure I
6
get
ball
that
into the
right.
side pocket and kind of just draw over to the side rail. Yeah, like that. We're just going to pick up from here. So I'm gonna be surprised if the rack opens up well on this one here. It looks like he might be catching the top side of the 4 ball there.
Kick it. Yeah, there's only one choice here.
Well, it's better than what I thought it was going to be. Such a touchy shot here on the 1 ball. Let's see if we can avoid a double hit here. Oh, nicely done. 7 ball becomes the break ball. But now it looks like we got to get that 15 ball out of the way if we want to be able to maneuver the 5 and the 14 in the lower left.
Well, I didn't want to be elevated
So
over
sure
the
about
2.
that. It looks like maybe the 5 ball does go past the 15 ball, so maybe we use the 3 ball right now to get position on the 5.
I don't want to mess up that. I'm not going to do it. I can come back around and get it. 5 ball goes.
Yeah, okay, so I was right.
This is
15,
all right.
or the 5 ball does pass the 15. Okay, so the cue ball is going to run into the 14 ball. Probably just push the 14 ball down to the foot rail. Oh, easy there, killer.
Okay. There.
Yeah, so are we going to use the 14 ball now to go ahead and reposition ourselves back towards the middle of the table? We've got the 4 ball there ready to go up into the upper right corner pocket. That looks like we might be playing position 4.
Nicer.
He can see the 10 ball right now, judging by the aerial view of the table. Okay, so we got an angle on the 10 ball. I would be wondering if he would just float down for the 11 or the 2 as he's positioning here. Can't really tell yet what's going to be the key ball. Oh, I think he hit that one just a little too hard. We might be okay with the 2 ball. This gets interesting. Maybe the 12 ball is going to be the key ball.
I'm so good at getting straight in when I want an angle.
Yeah, that right there is such a touching shot there. You can see that he didn't quite get what he really wanted because he can float the 12 ball into the side pocket, which is good. But his cue ball is going to float a little further away from the 7 ball. Maybe this is what he wanted, though. I don't believe that to be the exact end pattern that he wanted to play, but he does have a good break angle here. Now, typically, because he's on the
Everything going all right over here?
other side of the parallel line to the break ball,
Okay.
this one here, I'm willing to bet he's going to draw.
Just wanted to make sure we weren't screaming for my attention like something was wrong. 7 ball.
Oh, he must have caught the bottom of the 12 ball there. So drawing the cue ball there helps prevent the scratch. If he didn't have any bottom spin on that shot at all, the cue ball would have just glanced right off that 12 ball and gone right into the corner pocket.
Inside.
Oh, never mind. I saw the replay. He glanced right off the bottom of the 14 ball, actually.
Get in there. Get in there. Dang it all.
Oh, and just an undercut
I
on
really
the
wanted to
14
continue
ball.
that
That's
run. I had a
unfortunate.
chance. I had the 11. I could have shot the 6. Dang it. Yeah, I should have taken a little more time with it over here.
I got to tell you what, though, folks, this is what I'm waiting to do. As soon as I get my table, I'm back in action again. Going at my going for my first 100. Oh,
Well, I missed it to the right, and then I missed it to the left.
You do it one more time and kick a field goal?
Think I can hit the center? I'm usually pretty good at these. I like the side pockets. No. See, okay,
Oh,
so
not quite. Not quite.
Twice I've hit it into this point, so I'm having some sight picture issue because it looks like it's in the center of the pocket and I'm hitting
shooting
the
a
point.
shot over and over and over until you get it
Maybe
right.
I'm hitting it soft and there's some cling
This is
that's
what you
pushing
call
it
training, folks.
out. I don't know. Might be. So now that
There we
one
go.
I hit,
Fourth time
I hit
the
a little
charm.
bit firmer, a little more positive stroke. Not as much of a slow roll. But I think, that's the key shot to the rack. Because I'm going to have a shot on the 6 or the 11, 6-11, I'm going to open them up. That's the key. You got to be able to put that ball down.
I would imagine if you were to continue from here, the 11 ball has
All right.
to be the
I'm going to continue from here.
break ball.
Because this
Yeah,
is,
that's what he's looking
coulda,
at.
shoulda, woulda.
So you want to play this 6 ball and just try to set yourself up for a small back cut angle on that 11 ball. Kind of like this.
Now, normally I might stun, but on this one, I have the 4
where
ball,
do we
so
want
I'm
to
going
run
to use
into?
top spin.
Do we want
Because I
to
want the cue
run
ball to
into
hit
the? Do we want to
It's
run
gonna
into
hit
the
the
2
4 and
ball?
then go to
Do
the
we want
bottom
to run
rail,
into
but
the
you want to
8
get the
ball?
cue ball to go through.
I'm curious if that's
You
what
don't
he's
want to
talking
use
about
low
right
because
now.
you get stuck or draw up table. So you're going to use
It's not
follow
enough
go
to just
through
say, let's hit this
big
with
clusters
draw
whenever you
or
can.
stun and know that we're going to go into the cluster. Like it has to be specific.
See the
Right?
4
So we
ball
ran into the bottom of the 8 ball with top
kept
spin
it from
and then
scratching.
pushed
If
our
the
way
4
through and
wasn't
kind of
there,
opened
then you have
everything
to
up
use
nicely.
low.
We do have an unfortunate 2-3 cluster down there at the bottom.
And now I've got to solve another riddle.
I don't know if he's going to attempt to go
I got a
for it
couple
now.
of potentials here.
If he shoots
I
the
think I should shoot
13
the
ball
6
and
or
try to
the 9 now.
try to break out the 2-3 cluster.
I got to run into these. Don't like that. Yeah, maybe I can leave. I might need the 9 to maneuver later.
That's the unfortunate part with it being on that side of the table, being a right-hander. If he was left-handed, it's easier to bridge over that 9 ball.
Good. Cue ball hits the rail on the 2 and goes this way.
Maybe you just go ahead and shoot the 9 now and just get it out of the way. That way you can bridge on the 13 ball comfortably and try to break out the 2-3 cluster.
I'd rather break it up with the 5. Okay, that's good. That's good to see that. All right. So I will shoot the 9. You didn't get there, but that's okay.
That's interesting. We rolled up.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering how he's going to deal with
shooting
the
off
2
a lot of
and
my
the 3.
soldiers just to deal with this, and I still have to deal with that.
And this is really why we wanted to do this here. You know, I think there's at least some times where I'm accurately calling what I think he's thinking about, and then of course when he gets to go watch this after the fact, he's going to get to hear my thoughts as to what I'm thinking about as far as trying to get through the rack. Maybe here he's going to try to use the 5 ball to try to break out the 2-3 cluster, and the 10 ball is going to be a backup shot. I hope the 3 ball doesn't block the 10 ball when he breaks it up. Oh, but he missed it. I missed
him.
it.
Darn it. Now we're out of soldiers.
So I wonder if he tries it again. But now he's got to make sure
just
that
gotta do
he
the best we
moves
can.
the cue ball a bit so that way maybe he has another shot. A lot of bottom spin on this one here just to try to catch that 3 ball and move the 2. Oh, he missed it again.
Couldn't hit him.
No.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be lucky to get through this wreck.
This is getting ridiculous.
I didn't get the breakout, so now all hope is almost gone.
Now he's got no choice, but when he shoots the 12 ball, I think the cue ball has to run into the 15 or the 1 ball. Okay, there's that setup.
Will I pull off a miracle?
I
It doesn't look like it.
I think he's flat on that 15 ball. Is he gonna have to draw into it?
15. Oh, wait. I was going to try and run into him off 15. That's dumb. I need to come up here. That's what I need to do. Okay.
Well,
didn't get the right angle,
This
obviously.
promises to be fun. Let's see if he can get that cue ball over to the side rail and just spin over to break out the 2 and the 3.
I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
I failed.
What do we do
to
from
open
here?
these up.
What do we do from here?
Several
What do
times.
you even attempt to
Wow,
call?
look at that.
from here.
Two ball in the side pocket right here.
I'm not so sure about that one.
Two in the side.
He's going to try to kick under. He's going to try to get the cue ball maybe underneath the 2 and see if it's going to carry him off of the 3. Oh, that was such a close shot. Wow. But we could see even if he would have made it, though, I think the rack would have ended up blocking his view from the 3 ball, and he would have to just try to come up with a Hail Mary shot.
I tried to do this with all this spin.
Out of a rack.
Now that I think about it, I shot this the wrong way.
And this what makes me think about when you think about the beginning of the rack when he was on the side rail between the 9 and the 13. I thought maybe he should use the 13 ball to try to break out the 2 and the 3 like at the very beginning of the run. I'd be curious to know whether or not if that would have been the better way to do it.
Okay, so I'm not thinking real well right now. Use my feet and walk around and see these other possibilities. My odds are going to go up.
See, there's what the top right spin does. You notice how it went to the short rail and then tried to come back to the rack, but it ended up not making it to the rack, and that's why we end up all the way back at the
I'm pretty lined up, but I think I'll shoot the 4.
Whoops.
All right, I just noticed something.
Maybe just a quick decision there.
I think I'm going to start playing better right now. I just noticed something. Let's see if I'm right.
I would have thought the 13 in the side would have just been a safer bet just to be able to get into the rack. I don't know, folks. You know, I've watched Bob play for quite a while now, and in my opinion, I think he's playing a little quick.
15 inside.
I think for the vast majority of the night right now, I think he's playing a little quick or quicker than what I'm usually seeing him play at.
Telling you, I can
shot. Holy cow. You know, when you watch any of his high run straight pull attempts or even in his daily 50s, you hear him talk about use his feet, you know, move your feet, move around the table, walk around the table. I don't think I'm seeing it as often as I typically see when he's really on. Now that's clearly not what he wanted. So he's going to have to use the 12 ball as a re-break here. So this is where, again, you ask yourself, what are you targeting? Are you trying to target the 7? Are you trying to target the 9? What ball is he going to hit after he hits the 12 ball? And it looks like it was the 7 ball. And look how nicely everything opens up.
One ball is almost a break ball.
And I believe the 7 ball is a little close for comfort. I'm curious if he's going to try to run into the 7 and then bump the 1 ball into break ball position. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, but
too hard.
Well, I guess that'll still work. The 1 ball is a little high on the rack, but it's still better than what he had. So then you think here, well, what's the end pattern? Awkward. Do you do 6-3-5-7 maybe? Well, you can do the 5 now if you wanted to. Okay, well, it's going to have to be 7-5 now.
Yeesh, got a 50-yard line. 50-yard lane.
Ooh. Do you draw this one into position?
Come on. I think I got there.
Yeah, that just gets a little tricky there, right? To do an accurate draw shot like that. I can't
Push
tell.
that
It
one
looks like
ball
he's
a
got
little
a
too far.
small cut angle. He might glance off of the rack here.
I don't think I have enough
But
angle.
he's got to punch the cue ball so hard just for a chance of a glancing blow on the rack. Yeah, see, there's that glancing blow I was talking about. You don't really get rewarded from it, so you might as well just go ahead and start over.
I was trying that, but just for experiment. There's another shot there which might have been better, but it's a tough shot either way. God, it just needed to draw a little bit farther.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoying this. Please let me know if I'm commentating too much. Am I commentating not enough? Like I said, between the blend of Bob voicing what he's doing here and me commentating on the side, I certainly don't want to try to what's the word I'm looking for?
I had the wrong angle on the 5. And
I definitely don't want
the
sound
totally
to be
wrong.
garbling up anybody's ears.
Just didn't drop back far enough. A little bit farther, and I have a good enough angle to break the rack.
One of the technical difficulties
pushed that one ball up too far
if
anyway.
we attempt to do this again is to make sure that I can actually hear him in real time as well. Oh, lots of right spin on that one there, and we spin around the rack. I think generally speaking, he's trying to run into the rack again with the way he shoots that break shot.
Not quite enough. Not quite right. There we go, maybe. Maybe.
So there it looks like he was looking at trying to get on that 15 ball. So now we shoot the 5.
Yes. I knew the cue ball was going to hit the 12. Otherwise, if the 12 wasn't there, the cue ball was going to go past the 9. I knew it was going to hit the 12 and go into the 9. Okay.
I don't know. From here, things are interesting. Personally, I don't like the 9 ball. I think it's a little low on the rack. I would
really
have
like
to
the
think maybe the
14
2
is key
ball
ball.
might become the break
8
ball.
to get on the 2 maybe. Here.
But you know what? If he really wanted to, maybe he could try to shoot the 14 ball now from where he's at and try to get the cue ball to bump into the 9 and kind of push it just a little higher up to be in a better break ball position.
6,
because the 9 ball will break the cue ball, and that's going to give him a shot at the 6 or the 12 to go into the side pocket, maybe even the 13 ball to go into the lower right corner pocket.
All right. Well, I'm not going to do that. I want to keep the 14, but it's not worth the pattern to keep it. Because if you don't land perfect on the 2, then you're not going to get the angle you need on that 14 anyway. And I got to come get this guy. So this guy leads to the 8 and go diagonal across the table. 8-3.
Can't really tell what he's thinking about here, but he's definitely
maybe I just do that.
He's trying to dissect the entire rack.
And get these.
That lonely 11 ball
the
up there at the up table
6
definitely
ball
needs
is
to
the
be
issue.
dealt
I gotta
with.
get that freaking 6 out of there somehow. I'm just trying to come up on it right now. Since I'm not going to save the 14. Okay.
Okay, let's see if we're on the same page here. Let's see if he decides to try to bump that 9. I think he was, but we didn't really get the friendly bump that we were looking for.
Nice. All right, that way.
So what we got? Our potential break balls are the 12 ball, the 9 ball, and the 2 ball. Of the 3, I would have.
But you got to get the right angle on that 8.
Probably.
But if I get a different angle,
in my opinion,
then I can just bring the cue ball out here and shoot the 3.
12 ball is a little high and
like
close to the rack. 9 ball I think is a little low on the rack. So I would most likely just settle for a behind the rack break with the 2 ball.
Now I'm going to try to get the right angle on the 11 to come over for the 8.
Maybe Bob's okay with shooting the.
You do not want to be
ball.
straight, and I want this angle because you bounce off the rail. You can control that speed. That's good. Oh, that's good. That's good. Stop. Yeesh, I got a little close
rolled
there.
That one just a little too far. So do you shoot the 11 ball in? And you definitely want to try to maybe get position on the 8, even with a small back cut angle, so that way you can kind of just stun over for the 3 in the side. The 3 ball ends up becoming the key ball. All right, we got to get to that rail and back out, but not too far
it's perfect! I got perfect!
Well, maybe this is okay because you just play a stop shot and take the 3 into the opposite side.
Sometimes it happens.
That's a good stop shot.
I'm not perfect.
Oh, but looking at the overhead, maybe he did need to back it up a little bit.
But I'll take it. I will take it.
This works out. We're definitely going to have to draw this. Let me see how the rack looks in comparison to that break ball. What ball is he going to hit? It looks like he might be catching the bottom side of the 2. Unless he can get some good draw action off of the cue ball, maybe he can hit the 2 full in the face. Oh, he's going forward with this.
Oh, not again.
You see the risk when you go
needed to
forward
hit
and you
that
have
harder.
the possibility of running into another ball like that.
Please let me see the 7.
We get an unfortunate. I think we get an unfortunate
I
roll
didn't want to
here
blast
because of the way
it.
the cue ball
I
ended
thought that
up.
was a good speed. I mean, I have a shot, but I think a little bit harder would have been better. Because this is a tough shot. This is a missable shot.
I can't tell if he can even see the 7 ball or not. I think the 10 ball blocks the path.
I missed it. Told you it was missable.
No. Yeah.
I gotta hit that shot harder.
Since he undercut that ball, that means he
I thought I hit that brick shot
could
the
have
right
cut it
speed.
more. The 10 ball was not blocked.
Geez, and I thought I might have been overcutting the 7 and I undercut it. It's hard to judge. It's so hard to judge when you're so close to the ball. Yeah. See that?
That's what
felt
he was
like I was
looking for.
overcutting it and it went in the center of the pocket. Okay. Good enough. Good.
Now, y'all, you know what I used to do from here that I learned not to do anymore? Let's see if he does it first. Yeah, see, I personally don't know if I would do that anymore because there isn't really an insurance shot for me to run into that cluster. The 11 ball happened to become a ball that he could shoot at.
Well,
Because I used to do that a lot,
Not at
where
all.
if I find a breakout opportunity like that, I will go ahead and do it, which usually means I'm relying on a ball in
Yeah,
the cluster
I don't
to
know.
become an available
all
shot.
right, 8 ball in the corner.
I would have to have more time to look at the layout before that shot to see if there was a better re-break shot or not.
Okay. A little bit harder so I get that cluster open and I don't have to shoot a hero shot. Okay.
Definitely don't like this situation to be in where you've got a ball on both on either side rail like that.
Look at this ball too. Oh!
Oh, I think he was trying to get position on that ball. Oh, no. Let's see here. I can't tell. Like, do you just try to just cut the ball in and maybe send the cue ball over by the 6? Get a little friendly bump on the 6, maybe? Probably just a little too timid on maybe the double hit. Maybe the shot was too close.
Another impossible layout. Jeez. Well, the 10 might be the best break ball. And if I could make the 6, I would shoot it.
Man,
I got
this is
too
so
many
tough.
issues.
What
Like
do you do here? Do you try to get position
ball
for
could
the
be a
6
break ball,
in the
but
side,
doesn't
maybe
help me here.
if you get short side position,
Doesn't.
playing off of the 10?
Yay. Okay, well, 10 ball. I don't know. And I get it.
Yeah.
Little Efren shot.
Otherwise, your next
10 ball.
best bet would be to try to just bump into the 4 ball, and that's going to give you a shot on the 2. But when you bump into the 4 ball, it's going to be heading over by the 5 and the 6. So do you end up creating a 3-ball cluster?
Oh.
I think
Well,
that was a good play there. We just unfortunately missed the 10 ball.
Still would have been tough from there, but it's doable. And have a break ball. Why am I dealing with so much trouble?
And even if he would have made it, then I guess that would have made the 5-ball the break ball. And I think right now we're just getting a lot of very tough racks to where the end pattern.
I was effing so good at this
shot. I don't know if y'all
shot.
noticed the trend here though, but the end pattern hasn't been.
See, one thing I'm doing.
Minimal cue ball movement. Most of the cue ball movements for the end patterns have been quite a bit. When typically
there it is.
You want to try to minimize your cue ball movement
there it is.
For the end pattern if you can. Like I said, if the layout on the table allows you, or if you've chosen the correct end pattern that allows you to do that.
This is still a terrible layout. The 5 ball is way too high. I like the 4 for a break shot. But this is hard to go from there to there to there. It's pretty hard. Pretty hard. I almost want to go to the 12 now, but how am I going to do that?
Oh no,
Too
he was
many
going to
games.
use the
Yeah, look
4
at this.
balls, the break
Perfect.
ball on that one.
Perfect. Didn't make the
And see,
ball.
when you think about it, like for a situation like
All
this,
right,
with
I
the
feel
last
good,
two
guys.
balls
I'm gonna
that
put
you
up a
tried to
good
do
run.
here,
I know
I'd
I
only
am.
be curious to know how often do you attempt to try to get
I do feel good. I've
balls
just
the
got
next
to
break ball, or how often
tighten up
do you
just
get
a
position
little
on the
bit.
4 ball, which is easier.
because it shouldn't
And
be
then
so
you have
much
to
work.
use the 2 ball as
get
the
through
break
each
ball,
rack.
which means you would get that angle to where you cut it in, hit the short rail, and then try to spin back into the back of the rack. Uh-oh.
11.
That might have been a little
Okay.
unfortunate as well.
Break ball here. I might make another one. All right, 11 ball.
Okay, couldn't really tell that he could see the 11 ball, so we're at least in the rack. So now we can start puzzle solving here. We definitely got to figure out how to get rid of the 4-ball cluster between the 3, 5, 9, and 10.
7.
He tried to solve that cluster up there. It ends up creating a 2-7 combination. What do you do here? Do you attempt to get a back cut on the 14 ball so that way you can try to run into the 3, 5, 9, and 10? Nope, we end up drawing over to the 1 ball. Okay, it looks like there's no choice but to get position on the 4. Oh, you tried to cheat the pocket so you can get the cue
I'm
ball
almost
off
there.
the
I've
rail.
almost got it. I've almost got it.
Maybe it was the 8
Trust me.
he was trying to get position on.
You know what it is. Well, I thought I
And the
did.
pocket still rejects it. See, and that's why I thought, like, I'm saying cheating the pocket because I think if he just pockets the
Easier
ball,
each time.
the cue ball ends up near the rail and he won't be able to use any type of bottom spin that I think he would want to use. He would just have to roll the cue ball. Yeah, see, kind of like that. So if he really wanted to try to use any type of bottom spin, he'd have to jack up on the cue ball, which makes the shot harder, the next shot harder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chip Sounder, you're saying one more run, then say have a little break. I really don't know when he's gonna have a break. But for all I know, he's forgotten that I'm here. Okay, did that give him position
Nope.
on the 3? Because that 4-ball cluster has been there from the beginning.
Nope. Wrong angle, but now I got something here.
This might work. Maybe he can shoot the 14 into the side with some topspin, get to the side rail, and come back and try to separate all of them. This might work. Well, he gets some small separation. At least has a shot at the 13 ball. But there he's prepping up for the 3 ball, and he's going to have to use the 3 ball. Well, I mean, you don't really have to separate the 9 and the 10 now. You can use the 3 ball to get position. And actually, I'd be curious to know that if you get position on the 3 ball, so that way you can get position on the 10 ball, shoot the 10 in the upper right corner pocket, use the 5 ball on the 3 ball for the 9 ball to go into the side pocket. But not with this type of positioning.
I missed it.
Oh, talk about threading the needle.
How do I send the balls right through
I definitely
there?
think he wanted to run into them.
But this will be cool if I can pull this one off. I got lucky to get just right, just here.
Nope, that's an unfavorable ball.
Oh my God.
Oh, the woes of straight pool.
All that work and
You hate to
stop
see
right
it.
at the end. Cross side.
Oh, what a shot. But now what do you do? What kind of
The racks are
heroic
too
shot
hard.
are
I
we
need
gonna
a
see
rack
here?
that's, you know,
Do you
I'm
have
not
to
fighting for every
do you have
shot.
to cut the 10 ball into the upper right corner
This isn't
pocket with such
impossible.
force and 3 rail the cue ball around just to have a chance to get
all right,
back at the
10
rack?
in the corner.
I don't think
This will be just for fun.
back cutting it to the side pocket will work.
There's no way I'd shoot this in a
I
tournament.
think you end up scratching in the upper left if you do that. Oh, he's going to try to draw this.
Oh, give me a shot.
Oh, what a shot, but no reward.
All right, come on, let's get a good
Oh,
rack going.
yeah, he's just saying, no,
Good
let's just go
running
ahead and
back.
start
I don't
back
understand. It seems like I'm just fighting for my life every rack. Instead of having a being able to get the balls open and get a reasonable chance. Feels like the widest open rack I've had. I don't have a good shot. Ugh. Ball. I'm telling you, I made that change.
All right, so
Got to get my grip
rack.
position right.
First
Balls are
shot
going to fly in. Telling you.
usually just means let's
Confidence
get
comes
into
back.
the rack, unless you've just got a really nice spread to where you can just go ahead and start creating some patterns for you to run.
It's so huge for me.
But I know, like, when I
I
get
do
back
that?
into doing this, this is where, like, I would definitely make sure that on my first shot, I already have like a plan to try to figure out how to solve the rack here. Like right now, we got to get that 7 ball out of the way because I don't think Bob wants to play an 11-7 combination unless he absolutely has to. But then after we get the 7 out of the way, we got to get the 11 out of the way, right? So that way we can play the 1 ball maybe. Okay, this kind of helps us open things up. The 13 ball or the 9 ball might be potential break balls. So I don't know. Do you maybe do a pinch shot on the 14 ball to set up for the 7? You can see he's looking at it. Or do you go ahead and attempt to take the 6 ball out because you're in a good position to go ahead and do so?
$13.
All right, so he goes ahead and takes out the 13 ball. So that means that the 9 ball is going to have to be the break ball. So I would think from here, this is where you want to use the 6 to get position on the 7. Okay, that might have done it. The hard part now is now what? Right? Even if you make the 7, now what? So I'd be curious to know if there was just a way to get to that 7 ball much sooner. Otherwise you play the combination. Okay, that at least gives us an opportunity at the 14 ball. The 5 and the 4 ball become tricky now. Solar Dale, I might have to agree with you that we might have to use the 4 ball as a break ball, because after we shoot the 14 ball, we'll have to shoot the 9 because that'll grant us access to the 5 ball.
$14 in the corner.
Ooh, that helps. That certainly helps. I think here maybe you just try to get position on that one ball. Go from the 5 to the 1, from the 1 to the 11, 11 to the
There you
4,
go,
and then
5, 4,
use
get
the
on the
4
11.
as a key ball.
Then the 1's my key ball to get back over here. If the 4 is not a good key ball, unless I land perfect like this, but the 4 can also be a break ball.
Or I'd be curious to know,
Can also
maybe
be the
you
break
can do
ball.
5
So,
1,
let's see.
and then allow the cue ball to roll up a little bit so we can have
So either
position
one
on
of
the
these
4
could be a
ball,
break ball. So
and
I
then
need to
draw the
just go
cue ball
5,
back
okay.
towards like the middle of the
So why
table
don't
and
I
have a
just go
cut angle
forward?
on the 11, and you can use the 11 to go from one side rail over to the other, and then get position back on the 9 ball. So I'd be curious to know if the 4 ball is going to be the key ball or if the 11 ball is going to be the key ball. But I definitely think the transition here should be from the 5 to the 1.
Yeah.
Now
Nice.
the question
Okay.
here is, like I said, do you roll up for position on the 4 and use the 11 as a key ball because you can just go from side to side to get position on the 9 ball, or do you just go ahead and just roll up and take the 11 and then use the 4 as the key ball? And from the 4 ball, you probably have to draw the cue ball into break ball position.
Okay.
See, like if he has this angle right now on the 11, notice how he can just go from side to side to get position on the 9.
If I try to get here and I fail, then I'm screwed. But if I get anywhere like this,
because he has
then I
position
can
on
break
it
with
now,
the
that
4.
means he has to use the 4 ball, and that's why you see him
think
measuring
that's the
up
way to
how
go.
he has to get position on the 4 ball in order to get position, in order to get break ball position on the 9. I think this is just a rolling outside spin shot.
I hit it too soft.
But so see
crap.
what he just did there? Like that's what I was
thought that
thinking
was the
that he
safe
could
way,
have
2
done
rails
if he
out.
would have used the 11 ball as a key ball.
Okay.
Pretty much exactly what he
9
just
ball.
did right here. But he was trying to use this move to get position on the 4 ball. So now the 4 ball, I think, ends up becoming the break ball.
Oh, that's good. Oh,
Oh,
gave myself a chance anyway.
that'll work. That'll work. Not the most idealistic shot to take, but that'll work.
Well, that wasn't as convoluted of a mess as the previous racks. Hit that a little too hard. Right here would have been good enough. All right, 4 ball.
Definitely got to be drawing the cue ball on this one, I would think also. No, it looks like he's going to roll it. Well, it worked out this time. Don't have to worry about kissing off another ball and scratching.
All right.
So how do you solve the middle cluster here?
Everybody wants me to shoot the 6-1 combo. I'm not.
Just glanced at the 6-1
No,
combination.
thank you.
I definitely don't think that's on.
It's laying
You
pretty
shoot the
darn
5
good,
ball
though.
now and go into
But it is not lined up
go into the
straight.
9 ball. I think I don't.
Just so
if
you know.
if you try to go for the 7,
See? The
I think
6-1
you might
is lined up to
accidentally run
here.
into the 13 ball.
Which makes it very missable, even though it looks so easy. It's not easy.
I also just can't really
Shooting
tell
5
if the
is
12
gonna
ball
be
passes by the 10 ball that would warrant
risky.
you trying to go from the 5 and break out the 9. I think he just looked at
Shooting
the 5 ball
two is not
breaking
risky.
into that 3 ball cluster there
Then
in
I'm
the
going to
middle.
play a combination afterwards.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just left with
Unless I
some
come out and
combos
use the
there.
13. No. Yeah, the 6-1 combo's looking better. Looking better already. It is looking better I hate to admit it, but it is.
Bang time pool, I don't
Right.
even think because I think typically
One ball.
not even jump cues are allowed in straight pool, so I don't even think a break cue is even used, because like there's no like break shot per se in straight
Don't
pool
try
like
to
you
do
would
too
have
much.
an 8-ball or 9-ball. So I
Keep
don't
that cue
think
ball under
there would
control.
be the allowance of switching cues like that. Now, I'd be curious to know whether or not if you're allowed to change shafts, because like what happens if your tip falls off during a match? Are you allowed to change shafts then? So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Bob knows.
Okay. Now, I'm not afraid of the 9-10 combo. I'm all right with that one.
This is looking good. I would think the 2-ball is probably going to be the break ball. I would go ahead and just accept the 9-10 combination that's coming up here after I shoot the 11.
Now, what I don't want to do is hit this so hard that the 9-ball ends up way up there on the rail. We don't want to have to go up there. Well, we got to work here. Luckily, the 8's right there, so I don't have to hit it hard. And the 10-ball's right there.
Okay. This is where I would definitely be looking at my end pattern right now.
What's the smartest way to play this?
You know, what's the K2 ball?
Know.
What's the K1 ball?
I don't know.
I think that's what he was wanting. I think he
it's
postured of having the cue ball come in between the 5 and the 7 for position on the 7 ball.
go around. Use the 5 to set up for these and then get on the 2. Probably.
Well, this, I think, means he's going to go around the 2 ball and get position on the 5, maybe?
Oh, that's good. Stop.
I'd have overrolled that a little bit, because now he's going to have to run into either the 6 or the 7.
No problem.
I think the idea there was probably to end up in like a flat position where you can stop the cue ball, or maybe just stun over to the left side rail and just have an open shot at the 6 or 11. Oh, well, there we can push to the short rail and come back up.
Now I used to shoot the 7 and try and come up to get an angle on the 6. Shoot the 6 and get this angle on the 7 and go 2
shoot the
around.
6 ball, take the 7 ball into the opposite corner pocket.
Much more margin for error.
For position on the 2 for the break shot.
Much more margin for error.
Yeah, kind of like this. Well, the angle might be to where he'll just use the short rail and come back up. I don't know if he's going to go completely around the 2 ball. Okay, he does go around it. Now we're at the nice point that you really want. A lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times.
I think that was the first rack tonight that wasn't weird. It didn't have something just weird in it.
And everything will just work out. Let me see if I can predict what ball he's going to hit. Looks like it's going to be the 5 ball when I look at the aerial view. Yeah, he smacked right into that 5 ball. So because the cue ball goes down, that also means he hit the bottom half of the 5 ball. And that's something that I still constantly work on. When I know my cue ball's going into the rack, I really want to know, am I hitting whatever ball that I'm going to hit? Am I hitting it full, or am I hitting it more on one side versus the other, so I can have an idea of where the cue ball is going to go so I can help it. Okay, so we got a bit of a mess here.
Got the
I
1,
don't actually
3.
think the 4 and the 11
We're
are
having a
really an
little
issue. I
get-together
think
in
the
the
4 ball
corner
does
over
go
there. I don't like
by
it.
itself, which then
Don't
obviously
like it.
opens up the
One
11.
little bit.
The real trick here is going to be that 1 and the 3.
See, the 13 goes back here, so you don't need to get in a hurry there. Just got to get these open safely. You shoot 3 balls to do it.
Take the 7, go ahead and get position on the 4. Yeah, just like this. You might get a little fortunate and kind of bump the 11 ball a little closer to the 1 and the 3, or not at all.
Crap! I'm trying to hit the
dropping
rail.
his cue like that, I wonder if that's
Then I come out
if
and I got
that's what he
sliding on the
wanted.
11 to go
Or okay,
split
never
those
mind.
balls.
He didn't draw it enough because he does want to use the 11 ball as a
just
break
made my
ball
life
to
difficult.
the 1 and the 3. But with the back cut angle that he's got now, it's not ideal. So do you pivot from here and shoot the 6, or do you just go ahead and shoot the 11 anyway? Okay, I think that led to the 5 ball going into the left side pocket. I would wonder if you could roll forward and maybe bump the 10 ball into break ball position. Maybe.
Darn it! That cost me dearly. Now I'm scrambling.
That's going to leave you the 8
I
ball
had
as
it
a
under
backup
control.
shot.
Now I'm scrambling. Shoot.
Oh, okay. So I guess maybe the 5 ball didn't go.
8 ball.
And this just ends up turning into a mess. Are we going to go into the 4 ball cluster here? Cue ball goes off the short rail in between the 13 and the 12. Kind of like that. That at least allowed the 13 ball to become a break ball. So now I would think you want to try to have a nice angle on the 15 ball to try to break out the 1 and the 3. And I wonder if that's what he's going to get here off the 10 ball. Gently bump into the 12.
Now I'm going to get
like
you.
That.
Now I'm going to get you.
Well.
Oh my goodness.
It's so tempting to maybe try to do it now with the 12 ball. I'm only curious how the 1 and the 3 are going to open up.
No. That
worked out. That worked
I wanted
out.
to bounce the one out.
Hopefully y'all can see that could have went all kinds of wrong.
Oh my God. How many shots in that rack just to get this? Just to get there? Yikes. Woo!
Okay. So what do you do here?
Can I do this? Yes.
3 ball, 5 ball, use the 15 ball.
Why don't I go 5-15 instead of 15-5? I'm going to play position for both.
I know it's ideal that you'd want to be able to shoot the 5 ball into the side pocket as the key ball, so that way you can just roll forward. But that means you got to get straight in on the 5 ball to the side pocket. And right, that's the part that makes it become difficult.
That's no good. That's no good. We'll go 15. Where do I want to go? I know where I should go.
Whereas if you look at the position that he's in on the 15 ball now, if the 5 ball were gone, he can go around the 13 ball as a stun shot. If his cue ball was a little bit higher and he has to use the short rail, well, then he can use inside spin and go 2 rails around to get position on the 13 ball as well as a break ball. But from here, the 15 to the 5 ball, especially if you want to try to get to the 5 ball into the right side pocket as a key ball, I think that becomes really tough.
I like that.
Right, because you almost want to land close to being straight in, which means you're trying to hit a really small target as your cue ball goes over to one side of the table and has to come back to the other side of the table in order for you to hit that small target. Now, if it's the only real option that you have, then you definitely have to go for it.
Well, I got the corner instead of the side.
This is at least going to work out because he can just roll up to the corner now and have the cue ball drift forward for a break shot. That worked out nicely. Let's see, what ball is he going to hit this time? Is it going to be the 1 ball? It's either going to be the bottom of the 1 ball or the top of the 3, maybe? It was the top of the 3. Yeehaw! So you can see the way the cue ball reacts. Because it hits the top of the 3, that means it wants to glance back up and start heading up towards the head rail. But with the amount of top spin that he has on the cue ball, you can see that once it starts to head towards there, the top spin fights back and pushes the cue ball back down. That was actually a really good break shot.
All right. So be it.
It's like maybe our opening shot is going to be the 6 ball.
Hit that a little wide.
Hit the wide side of that pocket there.
A little wide. But we're okay. We're A-okay.
Oh, nice, Solardale. We're currently on a 42 here. I haven't really been keeping ball count. There's 7 balls left on the table. That means he's got his 50.
Boy, I'm good at getting straight in. I'd like either angle that would be preferable, but I'm straight in. God.
I don't know. If he's thinking about trying to address that 5 and the 15 now, I kind of wish he would have dealt with the 4 and the 7 earlier. So that way the path to the pocket is just freer. Like there's just not stuff around there that you could potentially bump into. You know what I mean?
5.
And that worked out. I think he's got to make 2 more if he wants his 50. But I think he's in a tough position right now, right? Maybe the 12 ball. He'll cut the 12. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, there goes his potential break ball.
may be forced to shoot another combination. But I think I can handle it. $14. Hoping I can hit the bottom of the 10.
All right. Well, what do you
Knock it over
do?
here, but it's not
There's no break ball.
not a break shot now, but at least I didn't have any good way to make a break shot, but at least I'm.
But he's got his 50.
At least the balls are in a position where I
the
can
daily
make
50.
them. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he got 50
You can always break the rack
earlier.
with the 11 or the
today.
15 this way. Boom. And you do got to deal with this, and maybe I should shoot the combination. I think I should. Yeah. Okay. 4 ball. 4 ball.
You go ahead and just take the 7-4 combination. I know he does. Bob does not like to play combos.
All right. I even played position.
That one.
From a
I
combination.
was hoping maybe that 7 ball could have rolled
Jeez,
a little bit
shocking.
farther, so that way you can have a side pocket break
shocking.
shot and just kind of cut down into the.
You know it's a good
wrap.
break shot now.
But now this just looks interesting.
Roll forward 7 in that side.
I would be curious to know what type of end pattern do you come up here. The 1 ball looks like it's
Best
in
ball
the
to set
rack,
me up
so
for
that
that is the 11,
ball's
but
going to
I
get
don't have it.
shot at.
So 11, 10, 1. Get on that shot. All right.
I'm guessing the 15 ball is going to be the break ball, and he might go 2 rails, long rail, short rail, and try to hit the rack from behind. That's going to be my guess here. But you shoot the 10 in the corner. You just roll it so that way you can get a position shot for the 1 to go into the side pocket. Shoot the 7 into the upper right corner pocket. Oh, never mind. He's going to... Maybe the 7 ball will be the break ball then. Ooh.
Get in there!
Oh, no!
I rolled too far.
If that was 42 plus 12, that would be...
I thought I was doing 54, so good.
I think.
You know, oh no! Oh my God, I just realized what I did. Oh. I just realized what I did wrong.
I can just see the
Dummy.
look when he's like...
Why would I try that shot?
I've been there myself too many times.
Just do this. Now I got the shot. Why didn't I just do that?
Oh, there's a nice break that he could have went for.
What did I say? It's decisions. I got to make better decisions.
Still going.
I got so locked into that I couldn't.
Right now.
I never considered anything else. That's all I had to do was corner, and then I got the angle.
Do everyone Bob a favor if you haven't.
What about that break shot?
Please give our stream a thumbs
That would have
up.
been a hell of a good break shot. I'm going to take a
If you're
break
at
for a
least
second.
enjoying the
I
collaboration.
might play some more.
that
We'll
we're
see.
doing here. I hope I'm not like.
Let me come take a break. What did I run there? 42 again? 54!
Is he
I got
coming back?
50! I'm trying to hook up my microphone. Hold on. All right, that took
There
too
he
many.
is.
Oh, hey, I can. All right, now I can hear Chris.
I think you got to make sure that you turn your microphone back on for the meeting room.
For the meeting room, what do you mean?
Because I cannot. I haven't been able to hear you at all
during the stream.
Oh, you haven't, but the people on YouTube can hear me? Chris?
So if the audio is not working like last time, remember, go ahead and just change your microphone setting within the meeting room, and then maybe you can change it back. So I just heard something.
Yeah, this microphone went away. It's not in the choices now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I clicked on something else and this microphone disappeared from the.
That's awkward. I mean, I can currently hear you right now.
Yeah, you're picking me up on my camera, on my microphone on the camera way over there. It probably doesn't
Right.
sound real good.
But your stream is still hearing your regular microphone. So this is, I think this is fine. We don't want to mess anything up at this point.
Okay, I got it back on this good microphone.
And yes, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. All right, good deal.
I was wondering if you forgot about me, because I'm sitting there looking at the time, like 2 hours have gone by. You even had a viewer that said, hey, let's do one more rec and maybe take a break. And I'm like, I don't even know if he wants to take a break at this point. He's on fire. He wants to play.
I was frustrated. Look at all the low scoring racks. I'm like, I kept getting racks. Is it my imagination, or was I getting racks that were just impossibly tied up?
So here's what I said to your viewers. I didn't really see any comments as to whether or not they agreed with me or not. But when you do go back and like listen to some of my commentary, because I've watched you play a lot.
Yes.
I watch you when you do your daily 50s, and I see some of your recordings and whatnot. The one thing that I think stood out to me consistently that as part of this night here, was I didn't see you move your feet. If you know what I'm talking about.
I 100% agree.
I personally thought that you were just shooting rather quickly throughout the entire night.
That's very interesting, because the process that I'm going through to play right now feels very slow to me.
Mm-hmm.
But from the outside, you observe that I'm shooting too fast.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I also commented, and I don't, because of the rate that you were shooting, I couldn't study the racks enough to figure out if there were quote unquote better end patterns.
Really?
But what I did see though was that most of your end patterns had a lot of movement, and you and I both know that typically your end patterns are supposed to have small movements. So I would wonder if you shooting at the pace that you did correlated to you having a lot of cue ball movements during your end patterns versus really trying to minimize your cue ball movement.
Oh, I can't wait to watch this again and listen to you comment. And I agree with you 100%. So a couple times tonight, I commented that I was making decision errors, and I was not taking the time to reevaluate based on where the cue ball stopped, whether there was a better shot to take. At least 3 times, many times. And that's exactly what you said. If you're going to reevaluate, you use your feet to walk around and look at other shots.
Correct.
So that's number one for me, is staying down on the shot. I know I'm popping up on some shots, but I'm trying to stay down much better. And number 2 of most importance for me is using my feet and making better decisions.
So one thing I can say, because you'll see a segment in the live stream where I thought we might have technically messed things up, because when you started shooting, I couldn't hear you anymore, like at all, in our meeting room. And I was unaware. I thought because I couldn't hear you, maybe the stream couldn't hear you, but the stream could hear you.
I know why. I know why.
Think, if we decide to do this again next time, that maybe what we do is when you're ready to shoot, you switch the microphone in our meeting to your table microphone, so that way I can hear you.
That's exactly what I needed to do, and I forgot to do.
But I think it still worked out. I had a lot of fun. I hope the viewers had a lot of fun here as well. Because I even asked like if I'm over commentating or am I not commentating enough? Or, but I didn't see any feedback. So I just really hope that everybody enjoyed it as much as I did. And then when you watch after the fact, hopefully you can see where some of my commentary is a little colorful. Because I can just see your frustration.
Good.
Just like just watching your body language and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I've been there so many times myself. I can tell how frustrated he is.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
And I can say that I think there were a few times where my commentary did line up with what I thought we were going to do.
Okay.
And then I think there were some times that maybe I might have spotted something that I don't think you did spot, but. You're at the table, so you see everything better. I can only go off of these camera angles that you're presenting me. So there might be some times where certain things that I might have said, maybe they just weren't even possible. But on camera, they did look possible.
Yeah, I can't wait to go back and look.
Yeah, so I'd be curious to know your feedback on what you thought of my commentary.
Solar Dale says that he agrees that I shoot too fast sometimes. I find those, I believe you guys, and I accept that. But it's shocking to me because I feel like I'm shooting so slow. That's very interesting. So when you say that I'm shooting fast, is it the length of time that I take between shots, or is it the length of time that I take between getting down and pulling the trigger?
Well, so from an outside viewer, it might be fair that you know what your next 3 or 4 balls might be.
Okay.
You might know that because of your experience.
Right.
But from an outside viewer, because of your demeanor at the table, I can't tell. Like the pace at which you were playing to me looked almost like one ball ahead until you got to the end pattern, and then sometimes it looks pretty clear what the end pattern is going to be, and the next thing you know, you end up doing it because you, with your experience, can spot it that quickly.
Okay.
But then when there's a lot of balls on the table, in my opinion, it looked a little difficult to go, well, is he shooting his first shot just to get into the rack? Then he's going to figure out, like, a phase 1 pattern? Or does he already have his phase 1 pattern figured out on his first shot? That's the part that, like I said, from a viewer's perspective, was hard to tell. Because
often it's shooting 1 or 2 shots that are like longer than I'm comfortable with, but that's all I have. And then just trying to get down into the rack area so then I can start shooting more controlled shots.
Yeah. And I think there were a couple of times where when I looked at the way that you were starting, I did address the problems that I thought, or identified what I thought were the problems that were going to be in the rack. And you did sometimes leave those problems to the end rather than getting to them as quickly as possible.
Well, and that's a change that I've done in the last few months. I used to, and it's in my book too, and I even say attack your problems early. But if you watch the pros, they attack their problems early only when they can do so without any risk.
Right.
But
and there was a couple of times where I even commented on one shot, and I was telling your viewers, like, I used to do this to where, like, well, wait, let me see if he's going to do it. And you played a break shot.
Okay.
You'll see it. It was the 3 ball along the long rail. You cut it into the corner pocket and hit the long rail and came back and broke out the cluster with no insurance shot.
Right.
And it was rather immediate. And a ball that came out of the cluster gave you a shot. And I was saying to the viewers, like, I used to do this a lot as well. But then I started learning, like, sometimes I don't end up with a shot, like a ball that's in the cluster doesn't present a shot. So now I've been trying to not do that as often, because I'm trying to make sure where's my insurance, before I attempt to do something like that. Yeah. So like I said, from my perspective, I thought this was fun. Like I said, I think you're gonna see conflicting ideas where it's like, here's what Bob would do, and
that's okay.
Here's what Little Chris would do. So then I think we could both kind of just bounce off of each other and learn from it as well. This was a lot of fun.
No, I think that's really good. And you get 10 straight pool players in a room, you're going to get 10 opinions, I'll tell you what. But especially with some of these racks, they were so muddled up that I don't think there was anything clear. I wanted to say one other thing. You said sometimes early in the rack you couldn't tell how I felt.
Right.
And that's actually by design. Psychologically, that helps me, and I think it helps a lot of players. If you're facing a tough shot or the cue ball doesn't go quite where you want, if you express that outwardly, your subconscious can accept that, and it lowers your chances of making the next shot. Whereas if you just go, okay, and just keep on going, you're staying in a positive shot making mode, and that's kind of what it is.
You're trying to not manifest.
Don't
bad.
manifest anything negative.
Yeah.
And it's good when you're in competition against a competitor playing 9-ball. You want to do the same thing. Don't let them think that you screwed up. Just keep on shooting like that's exactly what you wanted. I think it's a good tactic. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did you think the chat enjoyed it?
I hope they did. I asked them a couple of times. But we do have, I do see a comment here from ETR FG.
Okay.
Who said another session like this would be a lot of fun.
Okay. We'll do it. So
like, as long as I have the time and we can schedule it appropriately, I'm definitely down to do this again. I think it was a lot of fun.
So tomorrow I'm going to be live streaming from the pool hall in Phoenix for just an hour or so, hour or two. And then I'll be in Florida. The first week of December is the soonest it could happen, but we'll definitely schedule it, just so you guys know. And I know when I get back from the tournament, I'm going to have my notebook and my head's going to be filled with ideas. And so we'll see. I've had a plan of attack to reach this point, and I'm not as ready as I wanted to be for this tournament. But I feel like I'm definitely playing better than last year and even better than I was 2 months ago. So I can't wait to, when I get back from the tournament, I'm going to reaffirm my goal to run 200. And any live streams that I do and stuff will be towards that goal. So we'll do it again for sure, and hopefully early December.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Bang Time Pool says, where in Florida? Google 2024 International Open. You'll find the website, tell you all about it.
Is that I know the International Open's going on right now.
They just started the 9-ball, and there's been a couple live streams on YouTube that you can watch as well for free. Or you can go to International Open, or you can go to accustats.com and you can buy a package to watch all the matches live stream. Now, 9-ball, 10-ball, banks, straight pool, everything.
Bang Time did have a question that I wasn't sure what the answer is, but it looks like they're at the Renaissance Resort in St. Augustine, Florida. That's where the International Open's going on right now.
Yep.
His question was, are you allowed to switch cues in a straight pool match? And he even specifically mentioned a break cue, which I didn't think break cues would even be allowed, because technically speaking, there's just no break shot that warrants a break cue per se. But then I would think you might be permitted to switch shafts. Like if the tip of your cue falls off during competitions, you'd definitely be able to at least switch shafts. But I didn't know if you could actually switch cues, like if you had more than one playing cue, or let alone switch to a break cue if you really wanted to.
There's at least one tournament, and this is probably 15 years ago at least. Thorsten Holman used a break cue, a regular break cue with a plastic tip, to shoot his break shots.
Really?
And he was hammering them.
Okay.
So I'm not saying it's the best technique, but he was experimenting with it, and I can't blame him. Because if you use a regular playing cue, even if you're hitting your break shots medium hard, you're hammering down your tip pretty hard.
Right.
Harder than you would playing 9-ball. So because of that, I believe that it is okay to switch cues. The rules state that you must play with a regular playing cue. You cannot use a jump cue.
Right.
You can shoot a jump shot, but you have to use your regular cue.
That I do remember.
Yeah. But so I think you can switch cues as long as it's a regular length cue. And of course, you can change shafts if your tip gets messed up. Now, here's the question I had, because I have this cue, which has an extra long butt piece.
Yeah, the minimum length that a cue can be.
Right. So there are times when the cue ball is a 1/4 inch from the object ball, and I want to orient my cue vertically to shoot it, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I do this, right? Now I've got a 41.5-inch long cue, and it's really light. So it's much easier to do this vertical shot.
Yeah, and it's not like that's a jump break cue or anything. That is a playing cue that breaks into 3 pieces.
And it's my playing cue. I'm not changing cues. It's the same cue. I'm just making it shorter. So I asked this question in the Straight Pool Fanatics group, and they weren't sure. Even Bob Jewett was like, I think it's okay, but I'm not sure. So I'm actually, when I get there, whoever's in charge of the Straight Pool tournament, I'm going to take my cue out and I'm going to show them that and ask them, can I do that?
Yeah, I think that'll be quite interesting to see.
Yeah. All right, what else?
That's pretty much what I observed. Like I said, I think everything else was just fine. I was happy to see that you did manage to score a 50.
Finally, holy crap!
Right? You got that 54 that did come up, so that was good.
The big thing that I'm going to be looking for tomorrow when I'm playing on a diamond in the pool hall are the racks opening differently than they are on my home table, because they very well could, because the cloth is going to be faster.
Well, I mean, are you going to bother to set up reinforcement holes?
No. Yeah, I'm going to be racking with a wood rack as well.
Yeah, so just by that alone, who cares about the cloth condition? Like, you're not going to get good, like, the same spreads that you get on your home table.
Because I'm not going to have. But, well, if I take the time to rack them well, it's going to be an experiment. I'm going to be paying attention to that for sure.
Yeah.
And the same thing when I get to Florida and have practice time, I'm going to set up, take at least a half hour, an hour, and just to shoot break shots one after another, just to see how the rack's opening. Because it's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important to get the speed right. And then
cool.
ETRFG asked, how tight are the pockets? As far as I understand, they have diamonds with 4 1/4-inch pockets. You can see them on the live streams where they're playing 9-ball right now, and they are not going to change the tables for straight pool. So this is the first time in a whole number of years that they're going to be playing the straight pool event on 4 1/4-inch pockets. So I'm very curious to see how that's going to affect the play. I suspect we're going to see a few more misses than usual, even from the good players. Because if you got to play that cut shot into an upper corner pocket with a little bit of speed, boy, you got to be accurate on those 4 1/4s or it's not going to go in.
Yep, pocket will just spit it out.
It'll spit it out. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. It'll be fun. All right. Thank you very much, Chris. I think this is really cool.
I enjoyed it. I definitely think we can do it again. And eventually, when I get my table set up, this is something that we can do on the flip side.
We'll do the other way. Yeah.
As well. I think that'll just be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Okay, I got all my clothes sitting there. I got to get them packed away and get a few final things tidied up. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for watching and supporting me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so when the stream is over, just maybe let us know in the comments if this is something that you really enjoyed. Except I would just be curious to know if I over-commentated too much or not, so that way I can try to be a little bit more moderate if I did. But I hope I at least provided what we intended on trying to provide, which is to see 2 different insights of the game. You have the shooter that's at the table, and then you have someone that is observing as well, to where I believe most of my commentary did match up with what Bob was trying to do. I think sometimes I did offer a little bit of a different suggestion that might have been available at the table. It all just depends on what really could happen, because like I said, the camera angle that I could look at, a shot might be possible, but then when Bob's looking at it, it might not actually be there.
It's really good to hear different perspectives, though. I think it really is a great way to learn. And the technology to do this is super slick. It's really easy.
Yeah.
So this is good. All right, man. Thank you, Chris. Have a good night.
Yep. No problem. Take care, everybody.
Signing off. Thank you, everybody. If you're going to play pool, play it straight. See you next time. Thank you for all the good luck wishes. I'm going to try my best. I predict I'm going to beat at least one pro this year. Let's go get him. Good night. Signing off. Bye.